Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. My name is Sky, and today's video is going to be a quick one. With the new patch dropping this week, I'm going to share with you some things that you should prep for. Now, some of these things can be a bit tedious, but they are going to be almost mandatory if you want to be a high-level player and one of the best on your server. Let's kick off things with number 1, cooking. Cooking is super important if you have an interest in min-maxing and being the best you possibly can in certain scenarios. Leveling cooking only takes a couple of hours to be able to get your skill high enough to craft all the necessary recipes that we would need. The fastest way I leveled cooking was traveling to Windsward and going between these 4 farms: Fong Family Orchard, Tres Campos, Aruda Ranch, and Willie's Homestead. Traveling between these 3 to 4 farms, gathering everything that you see, will level up your cooking incredibly fast. There are tons of vegetables and everything you need to get it leveled up as fast as possible. Now let's move on to some of the benefits of leveling cooking. Leveling cooking and getting attribute-specific foods can give you immense power by letting you reach a certain threshold in your attribute point distribution. For example, my stats currently are 269 dex, 157 intellect. If I'm trying to reach the 300 dexterity threshold, I would need to have a dexterity food buff in order to reach that, and by having cooking leveled up, you can accomplish that no problem. Here are some of my favorite dexterity recipes in the game to use. My personal favorite that gives the absolute most dexterity is fried albanyaha. This food gives you a whopping 40 dexterity, and you should use it if you don't have a great gear score. Some other options are poacher's pie, which is 24 dex and 16 int, and seafood bisque at 30 dexterity. Now, if you want to cap out at that 300 dexterity threshold and you'd rather eat intellect food, no problem. Starting off with some of my favorite intelligence food, the steamed abaya syrup. This gives the most stats at 40 intellect. This is absolutely amazing if you're trying to reach that 150 threshold for the elemental damage. A couple other options is the filet and mushroom sauce, 24 int and 16 dexterity. Man, doesn't that look delicious? And then finishing off, we have the calamari and tomato stew. It's a cheaper option than the syrup, and it's great if you're working on a budget. And if you're really serious about cooking, try to grab a cooking mastery jewelry piece. And if the prices aren't too expensive, cooking expertise armor. This will give you a chance to proc additional of whatever you're creating and getting the best bang for your buck. Remember, once you have the armor, you'll have it forever. So it's a great investment to make early on in the game. Moving on to number 2, engineering. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you are a bow or musket user, engineering is mandatory. With the ability to craft bullets, arrows, proficiency boosters, and legendary weapons, it is going to be absolutely mandatory to level up your engineering to be able to take advantage of the great things it can bring you. I currently own a full set of engineer expertise equipment, as well as having the herb roasted squash food for increasing your engineering by 10. Also, if you have the money, you can grab the engineering trophy for additional engineering score as well. Doing this allows you to craft incredibly high tools and muskets to be able to either resell or use for your own personal use. I'm working my way up to the 200 engineering skills so I can craft the musket of unseen power. Look at that bad boy. Now moving on to number 3, watermark. If you aren't so into crafting, no worries. Having a high watermark can not only bring you some good armor and gold, it can also bring you legendary weapons as well. If you have a high enough watermark, you have a chance of getting legendary muskets such as these. These both drop out of the Lazarus expedition and are phenomenal if you can get your hands on them. I'll provide a link below to the site where you can see all the legendaries weapons in the game, so you'll know where to find them. With the flintlock being based more around consistent damage with the critical strike damage and critical chance, it's a great pickup for almost any situation. Ancient Intentions is very powerful for the headshot damage and the flat percentage of light and heavy attacks, so you'll be able to chunk people from a mile away. Also, the accuracy is great for hip fire as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up this quick video. I just thought I would inform you on some things to, maybe work on before the next patch later this week. It's supposed to be dropping as soon as possible, and I really doubt they're going to drop it during Thanksgiving. So you'll probably have some time to work on these things. I'm going to work on getting my engineering max as soon as possible, so I can hopefully craft that legendary musket next patch. Remember, I stream live on YouTube every Wednesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, so please be sure to stop by, check in on me, and I would love to chat with you all. My name's Sky from the Comeback Kids, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.